Masker can't defend. He's got the outside line for the second part, and he can't hold on.
Going the long way around, we're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end?
And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside. Quinn tries to force it off a little bit, but there he goes. It's going to be side by side through turn 1.
Will he be able to cover him off? He does. Weaving back to the left-hand side. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it. They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Frisch on the bottom.
Richard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As they're still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging.
Oh,
and to the line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Abramitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
Hello and welcome, race fans, to the next race of the FMA Gen 4 Cup Series. We are at Michigan. I'm joined as always by my broadcast partner, Kobe Jordan, and well, how about it, Kobe? It's not going to be quite the draft chaos that we saw from Daytona a couple weeks ago, but it's definitely going to be pretty draft heavy and pretty full throttle heavy.
You're absolutely right, James. Big track, big speeds. I think we'll see the odd yellow here and there. That's inevitable. But I think we're in for an afternoon of some brilliant racing. So we've got a good field and we've got a good track. What more could you ask for, James?
Absolutely, and the great thing about Michigan is it is wide. There's plenty of lanes to be used by our drivers. We'll see a lot of guys try to run that middle lane, but it wouldn't surprise me if we see a few kind of get up closer to the wall. It's not quite like Fontana on how everyone loves to rip up by the wall. It's definitely a lot more middle ground, but I think we'll see a lot of guys try to experiment around. We, of course, are at Michigan in Brooklyn, Michigan. Opened all the way back in 1967. 2 miles tonight for a total of, well, it's a 60-lap race. No one needs to hear me do math. Anyways, here we are with the point standings. William Gay is the point leader by 15 over Chase Matsuko. Jacob Wilson, Nigel Steely, and Mark Ossier rounding out the top 5. Cody Deek, Brock Morris, Nathan Fuller, Paul Wentline, and Ted Newman rounding out the top 10. And we have the team points. Threshold Motorsports has a slim, I'd say, lead over Dumb Dumber and Dumbest, with Rectum Racing quite a ways back in P3, Major Motorsports in 4th, Wangaff Racing in 5th, and Oath Racing rounding out the field in 6th. And with that, qualifications are just now wrapping up here. And your pole sitter is going to be the 132 of Nathan Fuller, with the 68 of Evan Gilmet next to him on the front row. Ches Hamby in the 51 next to Adam Brady in the 20 on row 2. We have the 3 of Paul Wentline, one of Paul's best qualifying efforts that I've seen here in the FMA Sunday Series, next to Jeremy Eshelman, the winner from Daytona a couple weeks ago, next to him on row 3. Chase Matsuko in the 26, next to the one of Jacob Wilson. Rounding out the top 5 is the 2 of Zach Tankersley and the 75 of William Gay, your points leader. Matt Mars in the 34, next to James Efa in the 88 on row 6. Row 7 has the 31 of Ted Newman and the 015 of Brandon Thompson. Cody Deek in the 16 and Matthew Pearson in the 019 on row 8. Last season's champion Brock Morris in the 05 next to the 117 of Mark Osier on row 9. And rounding out the field is James White in the 888. And something interesting here, Kobe. You see Eva Gilmet given an EOL penalty.
Yes, that's going to shake things up. Not being an entirely huge field, like 40 cars I'm talking, it's still a decent field of 19 cars. A driver like Gilmet, he'll find himself at the front pretty soon. Like, see him in the top 10 within the first 10 laps. I'm putting that out there.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. And we're going to be watching him and Brock Morris try to make their way up through the field. Watching both of them is going to be a sight to behold. And that's not something that we're not used to with, or we're not unused to with Brock Morris. We've seen the 05 rebound from not great qualifying efforts before and find himself contending for the win before we even get to halfway. Oh, actually, Brock Morris has just dropped connection. Oh my goodness. That is a huge disaster for the reigning champion.
Well, if he's quick, he'll get back on track soon before they go green, being such a large pace lap. He's got a lot of time to get his start. I mean, he's going to have to start from the pits, obviously, but hopefully he won't be a lap down. He'll just be starting from the pits.
I don't know. I'd agree with you if he was already reconnected, but he has still not come back. So he's probably, if he got in now, he would probably be loaded in right as they were taking the green, maybe. So he would be losing a lap as it is. And he's still not back, so but he's already in a pretty big points hole after missing Daytona a couple weeks ago. So, oh boy, this is going to be tough and really fascinating from a championship points perspective. As we see the pace truck getting ready to make the hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Nathan Fuller will lead us to the green flag. Green means go, we're underway in Michigan. And not the greatest of start on the outside. But Brady able to gather it back up. And now look at that. He's actually challenging to the outside. But all of a sudden, here comes the 03 Eshelman shooting the gap, making it 3 wide, trying to get up into P2. But now Brady is going to take the momentum off of the high side. We got cars bouncing up off the wall in the back. Someone is down on the apron, I think. That was a hard hit. It might have been Cody Deek, not sure. So we got another car almost getting into the wall. As you see Eshelman able to pull the slide top up. Brady gets P2. But now Brady trying to pull the crossover. They're going to make contact on the front straightaway. Hard racing, and we've only completed lap 1 here. And you see a lot of cars already up running that wall. Oh man, these cars are so loose on corner exit. They are already having to wheel them. See, here comes Tankersley with the send on Matsuko. And he's gonna nope. Matsuko gonna fight back on the outside. They're gonna be still 2 by 2 going down into turn 1. See Fuller already starting to eke out a little bit of a gap. Already 3/4 of a second over Jeremy Eshelman. Oh, hang on to it, Tankersley. Newman with the big evasive maneuver. And now they are so close to each other. Going into 3, almost contact. Newman has to back off a little bit. Oh! Someone next to him almost into the wall. I believe that's the 88 of EFA, almost clapping the turn 4 wall there. As there goes Mars, able to take the momentum and power around the 88, now trying to power around the 31. Side by side, as you see a big move right behind. Well, side by side here is the 51 of Jambly and the 1 of Wilson. And I tell you, Kobe, we've talked a lot about how the dirty air is affecting this car on the sim, and it looks like it is really rearing its head right now, because the fact that Nathan Fuller has already got himself a 1.1 second lead, I think that's really showing how big of an effect it's having.
Yeah, well, I think the dirty air is going to be more than any other track here. You've got high speeds, high horsepower, and I mean, these cars are loose. There's no debating that. So you put them 3 together and you've got a trinity for what is basically a bucking bull underneath you. So if you're not dealing with that, yeah, you don't have a bucking bull. You've got a nice, smooth Brumby that just wants to go out there and do a trot, which is what we're seeing with Nathan Fuller right now. He does not have a bucking bull. These guys, on the other hand, I don't know.
Yeah, so far so good for Eshelman, though, in P2. Missed last week, so he's trying to dig himself out of a points hole here. You know, further back, Newman and Matsuko, they have not stopped battling, and here comes Gilmet on his comeback train. Not making the ground I think we would have expected here.
Hey, my prediction's still right. He's in the top 10 and we're under 10 laps.
Yeah, he's still got an opportunity to make that true. Meanwhile, Brock Morris has still not come back, and at this point, I don't know if he will be trying to come back. He saw a little bit of a moment for Paul Wentline there off of turn 2. Paul trying to hold on to this track position from his phenomenal qualifying effort. Matt Mars gets the wall a little bit. Hang on to it. They'll gather it back up.
There's that buck and bull.
Yeah, that had to be nerve-wracking for Wentline. Oh, we got a car! Almost getting turned behind! Oh, Tankersley and Matsuko, I think there was netcode. Somehow, Tankersley able to hold on to it. What a save for Zach. Holy crackers. Well, you saw James White having some contact with the wall. I think Brandon Thompson might have had an issue as well, because he is already 1 lap down. Yeah, there he is on pit road right now. Not sure what happened to the 015. We might have the replay of it. He is all by his lonesome.
This might just be him pulling into the pits. The data tells me he slowed down, but it could be a false positive, which I think exactly what happened. I think, who knows? Maybe the dog need to go out for a wee. Who knows?
I don't know. Look at that right front corner. He might have clapped the wall.
It is actually, yeah.
No meatballs shown. So, unsure, but yeah, that might still be race over for Brandon Thompson. Meanwhile, as Fuller continues to grow that lead, Eshelman gets to have some clean air advantage himself. He is now getting some breathing room from Adam Brady right behind, as Jambi and Jacob Wilson, they have not gotten away from each other at all. Whoa, you see sideways for Adam Brady. He is wheeling it. And that's exactly what these two want to see. Potentially third on offer for either one. If Brady is still having to wheel the heck out of this car like he is. And yep, you were right, Kobe. Guillemette up to P9th, and we've only just started lap 11 as, oh, Matt Mars almost got the wall again. Coming on to the back straightaway. Now, what do you do if you're Jacob Wilson, trying to do whatever you can to make that already unsettled 20 car even more unsettled? Try to pack the air on the rear spoiler.
He's thinking to himself, I got to get these two guys off my back. He's looking at Eshelman just sailing away because he's got no one harassing him. Meanwhile, he's fighting these two, trying to swat them like flies, thinking, I want to be that guy up there. I want to be cruising unchallenged.
Absolutely, and you see he is alongside, side by side for P3, down into turn 3. What does Wilson have? He's at the disadvantage. Brady is going to have all the momentum from the high side. Brady get close to the wall. I think Wilson might have had a little bit of a moment, and now look at Jamby with the run. What does the 51 do here? Not close enough to really do anything. Wilson running down low just above that inside lane. He's gonna, I don't know if you could call that a slide job. That was a pretty effortless pass right there. Not sure what happened to the 20 car, and now he is under fire from Jamby. Adam Brady starting to go backwards. And Jamby, he's gonna be clear. Brady not close enough. Adam Brady down into P5. See the points leader right behind. William Gay has jumped up to 6th. Trying to grow that advantage he's got as Wilson is trying to pull away from those two. Looks to be doing just that as they have a whole second to catch up to Eshelman, who has a whole 2 seconds he has to catch up to Fuller. Meanwhile, we're staggered 3 wide here, a little further in the top 10. Back out of it, you see Wentline and Guillemette. Matsuko trying to figure out where he fits. Oh, almost wanted to make it 3 wide through the middle. Still side by side, Guillemette right there alongside Gay, little wiggle. And now Matsuko is going to take it 3 wide. See no one clear of each other really. Oh, look at the run Matsuko got on Gay. That's going to complicate things. Oh, they're going to be so close. Oh, big moment for Guillemette right there through the middle. And that's going to allow Wentline to hold on to the spot. Matsuko still to the inside of Guillemette. As Ted Newman has joined the party. Caution is out. Not sure. Oh, looks like Cody Deek and James White with issues.
Yeah, he said
the whole front. You could say that again. The front clip is gone from the 888 here. See. I don't think White realized that Cody Deek was right there. See, it's a big send from Deek, and then White just kind of decides to hang a little more of a left, and yeah. Well, we're going to go ahead and get our first break in of the night, and we will be back to you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Go.
Alrighty, we are back and just about ready to get back at it. And you see, Jacob Wilson was able to jump Nathan Fuller in the pit stops. Did he end up taking 2 tires?
I can bring up his pit box times if you like. No,
No.
it's quicker.
Yeah,
What is his
and you
pit lane
see,
time like? See, there's nearly a second just in pit lane traversing.
yeah, wow.
It wasn't made up in the box. It was made up on pit lane for sure. Good work.
Yeah, phenomenal job for Wilson there. And that is heartbreaking if you're Nathan Fuller, because now you're going to have to try to work through the dirty air. Dirty air that you have not been in all race long, as little bit of a check up there. A little weird, but thankfully nothing chaotic happened from that.
Sit down, lady.
Well, that was a nice camera angle.
There's always one. Thanks, Karen.
Oh boy, and we're gonna real quick reset the top 10. Jacob Wilson, Nathan Fuller, Jeremy Eshelman, Chess Jamby, William Gay, Paul Wentline is right there in P5. William Gay, Ted Newman, Evan Gilmet, Adam Brady, and Chase Matsuko. The top 10 right now is the pace car making that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Jacob Wilson will once again lead us back to the green flag. Green means go. We're back underway at Michigan. A lot of cars having to hold on to it. See a whole lot of wiggling there, and that's going to allow Wilson to clear up into the lead. But here comes Eshelman on the inside, trying to dig for the lead of the race. Wilson with the momentum off of the high side, fighting back. But Eshelman is still going to be right there with him. He's got to hurry up and do something, though. He might get freight trained as Fuller is following right behind the one. Wilson controlling the middle. Oh, Eshelman wanted to try to clear up into Fuller, but here we are, 3 wide. Fuller with a fantastic run. Can he do anything with it? Down into turn 1, not quite able to throw the slider. Wilson just keeping the nose to the outside of the 132. Oh, but Fuller might have him cleared. No! And now nervous times for Fuller, but he's almost completely ahead. He's almost got him cleared. That might allow him to clear through 3 and 4. No, Wilson continuing to fight. side by side across the line. Fuller's gonna get the lap lead, but he doesn't have the pass for the lead completed yet. Whoa, they're gonna slide. Oh, they're fully leaning on each other for the lead of this race. And that's gonna allow someone to get the run. 3-5 for the lead once again. Fuller almost having to tuck behind the one. Oh man, and Ted Newman, he wants to take it forward. We are still 3. Oh, oh, hang on to it. Incredible. Oh, with Ted Newman right there in second because he is second and now digging for the lead of the race. Oh, disaster for Nathan Fuller though. Had this race in complete control. Now he is down into P8. Yeah, this is not where you want to be if you're the 132, to put it mildly. Oh man, but the lead, the battle for the lead has not calmed down at all as Newman is still digging. But now he's got to relent just a little bit. Here comes Guillemette. Whoa! Ted Newman just barely clearing the nose of Guillemette. Otherwise, he was about to take the nose off. A huge run through the entry of the corner. And Newman almost got caught out by that. Trying to battle Wilson again. Got alongside, but can't stay alongside. Nathan Fuller, he has already made his way back up to P5. Even getting by Eshelman. William Gay looking to the inside, the 03. As we are 3 wide between those two and Adam Brady.
Quite 3 wide too.
Oh boy.
And they could have reached out and given each other high fives.
No kidding. And that move allowed Adam Brady to clear by both of them. Jeremy Eshelman to start to sink like a rock here. Not sure if he got damage from that whole schmozzle with Nathan Fuller. Oh, as William Gay caught the wall right in front of him. There's another car in the wall. I think that was EFA right behind them. Oh, we're going to be stacked. Oh, boy. Well, I wasn't sure if that was caution number 2 right there. See Matsuko with the dive. Whoa, look at that. What a sideways moment for Matt Bard. That right rear is melting like a Reese's cup right in the middle of summer.
Challenge for the lead.
Ted Newman trying to pull the slide job. He's got him. New race leader, Ted Newman.
I'm sorry, James, you haven't filled the quota of puns today, so I'm going to step in with, we have the new man in new man for the lead.
Beautiful. You absolutely love to see it. And now Wilson, he might be losing another spot as Guillemette has got to the outside of the one car. And there he goes. Wilson starting to fall. Might have completely incinerated those tires trying to fend off the fight from Eshelman and Fuller. And speaking of Fuller, there he is. And there he goes. One car in trouble.
But is he in trouble, or is he just looking after his gear going, go on boys, go ahead?
I don't know, with how quickly he's starting to lose spots, and especially since we've seen how big track position is, especially if you were the leader.
10 laps isn't enough to see this amount of fall off.
You with a high-speed track like this and how evil this car is on its tires, you'd be surprised as here comes William Gay. And Chess Jamby trying to follow through. Gay's gonna clear. And Matsuko getting outside position on Wilson as well. Meanwhile, three-way back for the lead. Fuller has come up and taken the lead of this race back. Gilmet trying to fight. Oh, look at how close him and Ted Newman are. Newman gonna hold on to P2, but how about Nathan Fuller? What a drive. He was almost wrecking off the turn 4 just a little bit ago, and now he is back into the lead of this race. Gilmet trying to get by Newman to at least try to keep some sort of ground on Fuller, especially. Oh, he gets that out! What in the world happened?
Maybe a tank slapper?
On corner entry? I wonder, because this is the legacy version of Michigan, I wonder if there was maybe a little hump right there on the safer barrier. Yeah, I think, because when we get back to that spot, look, you're going to see there's no safer barrier on the wall until right there. So that's what happened to Gilmet. He was running a little too high on entry and couldn't anticipate the start of the safer barrier and just got caught in it. It's a freak accident that kind of happens a lot more often than you think at places like Legacy, Michigan, where the safer barrier doesn't go around the whole of the straightaways. It's a really big issue I've had personally at Chicagoland. Meanwhile, there was a big moment for James Efaw. He was sideways down into the grass trying to hold on to it. Meanwhile, Gilmet and his teammate Adam Brady throwing haymakers at each other for P3. Oh, almost contact. As Nathan Fuller is doing what he did in the first stint, getting himself a gap 3/4 of a second here. As now, while those two are battling with each other, they've still managed to catch up to Newman. And here comes Gilmet to the inside. He's going to clear. Ted Newman might have burned his stuff up. And now look at Adam Brady just turn the corner, drop down the hill, and try to use the momentum to just drive right on by the 31, and yes, he will. And now look at Matsuko. I haven't talked about him a whole lot in the last few laps. He is now up to 4th. Looks like Newman might be joining Jacob Wilson in freefall mode. Jacob Wilson, he is P12 right now.
Yeah, I think my saving tires theory's gone out the window. Like, you wouldn't let yourself sink that low.
No, and I look at Chess Jamby. Right behind him, Jamby was in the top 5 for almost the entirety of this race, and now he's fallen back as well. And here comes William Gay up into P5. And now Matsuko working over Adam Brady for 2nd. side by side. Here comes the send from Matsuko, looking for the slider. Running the lowest we've seen. Oh, not quite. Here comes Brady. But still, it was a good set of corners for Matsuko. I was in the process of saying, but now thought maybe might be able to stick alongside with the 20. You see, that did not happen. Still, that 26 seems to be a lot quicker than the 20 right now. Matsuko still running that lower line, just kind of hooking that first seam, which is kind of interesting. You know, the thing about Michigan is the baking on that inner lane is different than the rest of the track. And so that's why you tend to see guys run above it. Is Adam Brady running way above it, glancing the wall a little bit, and that's going to allow Matsuko to clear easy. And oh, Matt Mars right behind them smoked the wall.
And that's what Trace is waiting on. I don't think he had a quick car, definitely quicker than Adam Brady, but difference between getting to the back of the car and getting around the car. And I think he knew that, so he was just sitting there waiting for him to slip up, which is what we just saw then. Game on, boys.
Absolutely, and it's especially needed at a track like this where you see it's not easy to make that pass and clear with just the way you race this place, with it being a little more middle and high line dominant. So see, Jeremy Esselman, he's another one that's been on the struggle bus this run. About to lose the last spot in the top 10 to Cody Deek, who was involved in that first caution. See Mark Ossier trying to drive away from both of them. Meanwhile, up at the front, Matsuko trying to get up into second. And he's going to do it. The easiest pass we've seen him make. Look out for that 26. Does he have anything for Nathan Fuller? Nathan Fuller enjoying a 1 second lead over the 26. And he has now stretched that to 1.1. Is Adam Brady on pit road.
First one to blink.
And that is interesting because when did that caution come out? Like around
23
lap
laps ago, James.
7. Yeah, so I wonder if everyone can make it on fuel, and perhaps that's why the 20 car is making that pit stop.
Yeah, I think that's what he's doing. He's splitting his tyres in half. He knows he's got to stop, so he might as well stop with, split your percentages of tyre usage straight down the middle. It's safe, but can come back to bite. If a yellow comes out or something, everyone gets a new set of tyres and you're in the same bucket as everyone else, only you're that pit stop down, which has placed you at the rear of the field.
Well, right now he is still on the lead lap. He was able to get his stop done before they came around to lap him. So if a caution came out like right now, I'd say he'd be sitting in a pretty advantageous position. But the more laps they complete, the more it switches to him needing it to go green and for everyone else to make a pit stop. Because the longer it goes, well, yeah, he could still stay out and cycle back up to the race lead, but his tires would be so absolutely worn compared to everyone else that he wouldn't be holding on to it for very long. As we are under 20 laps to go. And so now the question, when does everyone else make that pit stop? If anyone else needs to make that pit
Oh,
stop
my
as
man.
Matt Mars.
Oi,
Oh, do it! Matt Mars clapping the wall again, and that was the hardest one yet. Having to save it down to the infield grass. But we stay green. Now Matt is just going to have to fight to hang on to the top 10 here. Here comes OCA taking 9th from him. But he's still got an eternity back to Jacob Wilson. Oh, looks like a few more bringing it in. Mars and Deke. Now, what do you do if you're the race leaders? What do you do if you're Matsuko? When do you pit? Do you try to pull the undercut? Ted Newman, he's given the command. He's bringing it in. Matsuko on pit road right now. Let's see, so far so good for P2 as well as Ted Newman. So now if you're Nathan Fuller, surely you'd think he'd be bringing it immediately. Yep, there it is, the race leader pitting in this time. Matsuko hoping for the pit stop of his life to try to get ahead of the 132. Gilmet joining him on pit road. Looks like a very clean pit entry for Fuller and for Gilmet. No penalties. Now let's see. Trying to keep an eye. Matsuko going into turn 3 right now. Fuller's in his box. Paul Wentline, the current race leader, he's bringing it in. Fuller is down, he's pulled away, but here comes Matsuko. There's Fuller, and there goes Matsuko into the lead of the race. Man, how much of an advantage was the one-lap undercut? Look at how much of a lead Chase has on him.
His pit box time was quite short, only 5.8 seconds. Fuel only? It's even too short for 2 tires almost. Although he's cruising like he's got 2 tires.
Yeah, it would have had to have been 2 tires. See, Adam Brady gets the wall again, and that's gonna lose him what was the effective lead. Uh-oh.
I think he's lost more than the lead. I think he just lost his internet connection.
He is dropping quality to 72.
Yeah.
58.
I think his internet stepped on its noodle.
52. Oof size big for the 20 of Adam Brady.
I hate to say it.
That is rough, and that is not the first time we've seen connection issues take out Adam Brady. Internet strikes again. So you see Eshelman, Wilson, and Jambi, they are continuing to stay out here. They are basically doing the caution dance right now. They are hoping for a caution, hoping to turn it in.
I'm hearing engines drop as they go into the corner. Do they have enough to get home on fuel saving?
Ooh, I tell you, I don't know. We unfortunately do not have any of the ballpark fuel numbers on our end, so we are just about in the dark as you all watching at home.
They're also chopping
so
gears. Interesting.
So that could explain why those three fell down the running order as harshly as they did. Meanwhile, trying to get an idea of the current... Is it still showing their pit stop times?
Can bring up the last ones, yep. Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, there we go, my bad.
Alright, it is a 22-second gap. Matsuko to Jeremy Esselman.
And I don't think these two guys are going to roll over and hand in the place either. You've got to get through them first.
Yeah, my goodness me. Don't go anywhere. This race is definitely not over. These two have been nose to tail pretty much since they dropped back outside the top 10. Also keeping an eye on Fuller. It doesn't look like Nathan is making significant ground up on the 26 right now. Kinda. It's just about 2.3 seconds right now. But, man, what is going to happen with this one? It's one of the toughest things about broadcasting is when you're coming up to strategies like this, there's nothing that you can really do to hit home how incredible these strategy choices are. And we don't know how it's going to work. We just have to sit and watch with you. We don't know if any of these three are going to be able to stretch it, or if Matsuko and Fuller will run them down regardless. So we have 7 laps to go here.
If anyone out of these
Meanwhile,
two's got the fuel, it's a 51. I mean, he's been sit behind the one the whole time with the one brake in his air. And are we going to see that on the last lap? A sneaky overtake, knowing that he has got the fuel to not clutch it and get there.
Yeah, and if I was the 03, I'd be trying to use that big lead he has more to his advantage. You know, try to lid off and save more since you have so much of a cushion. Oh, meanwhile, Nathan Fuller smacked the wall pretty hard off of turn 4. As he was really starting to gain ground on Matsuko. He got it to just under a second and a half, but that's added a couple tenths in Matsuko's favor.
Now Gilmack can smell blood in the water.
He sure can. Meanwhile, you see Paul Wentline and Cody Deek. Deek was one of the earliest to pit. And you'll see Paul Wentline on the fresher tires just run away. Paul was, I believe, the latest to pit. So he's got the best tires out of anyone in the field right now. Meanwhile, Matsuko is continuing to keep his gap over Fuller just barely at that 1.5 range as we have 4 laps to go. At last time by, Jeremy Esselman has really stretched the gap out. He's gotten it up over just under 8 seconds now. Oh boy. Meanwhile, Evan Gilmet had lost a little bit of time behind the lap car of Brandon Thompson. That might have ended his hopes of trying to get by Nathan Fuller himself. As we are coming to just 3 laps to go from Michigan. Can Jeremy Esselman stretch the fuel? Matsuko has made up over 5 seconds on them in the last 5 laps or so, but it will not be enough. He needs these 3 to start sputtering. Points leader William Gay is holding on to 8th place right now, but Paul Wentline is catching him. It's already under a second now as we have 2 laps to go from Michigan. And boy howdy, unless something really drastic happens here, I think this might be Jeremy Esselman's. 8.7, almost 9 seconds. He could practically coast if he can take the white flag here. Off of turn 4, 1 lap to go. Jeremy Esselman, the onboard refinery, can he pull it off? 1 to go. 9 seconds over Wilson and Jambi. Does Jambi have enough fuel to try to push around the number 1 car? Jambi almost getting the wall right there. And that might secure P2 for Wilson unless he stumbles. But someone who isn't going to be stumbling off of turn 4. Checker flag. Jeremy Esselman is going to stretch the fuel and win Michigan. What a strategy call by the other 3. Wilson in 2nd. Jambi in 3rd. Oh my goodness. Wow. That is some diabolical fuel strategy from our top 3. Jeremy Esselman, back-to-back wins here in the FMA Gen 4 Cup Series. Back-to-back because he wasn't here last week, but it still counts. There he is, pulling into victory lane right here on the front stretch. What a drive from Jeremy Esselman. Oh boy, well, we're going to go ahead and get our last break of the night in, and we will be back shortly.
There might be some rain coming through. We expect rain soon. Rain is close. The session has been declared wet. No sign of this rain stopping. clearing up. Rain should be gone for now. Nothing but sunshine all day.
Alrighty, we are back, and before we talk to our top three, let's go ahead and run through the final results. Your race winner, Jeremy Eshelman from Jacob Wilson and Chess Jambi. Chase Matsuko and Nathan Fuller round out the top 5. Edvin Gilmet, Ted Newman, William Gay, Paul Wentline, and Cody Deek rounding out the top 10. With Mark Osier, Matt Mars, James Efaw, James White, and Brandon Thompson, top 15. Adam Brady, Zach Tankersley, Matthew Pearson, and Brock Morris rounding out the field. Now time to talk to our top 3. We'll start with your third place finisher of Chess Hamby. Chess, James in the booth, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you. How are you?
Pretty good. And how about that? First of all, I gotta ask, how in the world did you and the rest of the top 3 stretch the field like that?
I don't know, man. It was it was a lot of math at 190 miles an hour, so it worked out. But you know, Jeremy had great pace. I was really expecting him to fall off because he was 5 seconds in front of us, and I thought we had a pretty good pace, but he did a much better job than we did.
Yeah, we were definitely thrown a loop there. We saw you, Wilson, and Eshelman fall back, and we were like, oh man, the must have absolutely burned the tires off. But then when you guys kept staying out, it's like, wait a minute, those guys are up to something.
Well, we fired off on that second green flag run, and I saw that I wasn't going to be able to stay with the top 3 or so, and I knew that, you know, might as well take the chance. If the caution would have come out at the wrong time, it would have been trouble for me, but it worked out.
It sure did, and yeah, it was definitely pretty racy out there. It seemed like dirty air was an issue, but you guys were still able to follow close and battle hard despite that.
Oh yeah, that first run was a lot of fun. It was, you know, you can get huge runs here. You can ride up on the outside and make a big run on the outside down the back straightaway. So that's always a good time. But I just made the decision to make it a fuel race and to see if it would work.
Yeah, and I'd say it worked to perfection. Awesome strategy call. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout-outs you'd like to give before we let you go?
Oh yeah, I'd like to thank MD Turner Enterprises, Coach Pruitt Driving School. He started all this when we were in high school and 16 years old, taught us how to drive, I guess. My parents, my in-laws, I think they're all tuned in tonight, so I always appreciate them, and appreciate you guys for putting this on.
Absolutely, we appreciate you, Chess, and hopefully we're talking to you again here next week.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, there is your third place finisher of Chess Jambi. And yep, we sure don't. So I guess we'll go ahead and cut to the man of the hour, Jeremy James in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, how in the world were you able to pull off the fuel save there?
So it's something I've practiced some in another league race, actually at Michigan. Got beat pretty badly on a fuel save like this, almost exact same scenario. So I've put some work in it and kind of learned some tricks to it.
Yeah, and I'd say you learned the trick there pretty well, because not only were you able to save all that fuel, you were running at a really high pace despite the fuel save. Like, you were still able to hold a 9-second lead over second and third.
Yeah, I didn't know if anyone else was on the strategy or not, just judging by the pace. I didn't realize till probably 5 or 6 to go that there was a couple others still doing it, but seeing lap times, I figured they weren't catching me, so I was happy with that, and there was a big enough gap from everyone that had new tires that they weren't catching either.
Yeah, and thankfully it didn't seem like you got really any damage from the that little incident with Fuller there towards the start of the final stint.
No damage. Luckily, I didn't take us both out. He's a teammate of mine, so that was bad for us. But yeah, no damage there, and it was other minor one with Brady. I think we just kind of collided down the straightaway, not knowing his fault, but luckily no damage or spins with either of those.
Yeah, and I asked Chess this too. It seemed like it was a little more racy than you would have expected, even with the dirty air issues on this car.
Yeah, I mean, the first run, I was having fun there running in second. I thought I was saving enough tire that I would have had good pace at the end of the run, so I was happy where I was there. I actually wasn't happy with that caution, but I figured that it was once I realized the timing of it that I had to play the fuel and see if it would work.
Yeah, and worked it did. Phenomenal strategy call and win. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout outs you'd like to give before we let you go?
I'll just call out my teammates at Threshold for everyone that I race with there. GT3's here, these cars, good group of guys that we help each other out, and it's worked out for a lot of us. So
that it did, and great run, Jeremy, and hopefully we're talking to you again here next week.
I will be in North Wilkesboro for the Cup race, so I'll be at the real life one.
All right, even better.
Yeah.
All right, that is your race winner, Jeremy Eshelman. With that just about wraps things up. Kobe, that was a heck of a race there. I think that might have been the best race all season.
100% right, James. There was points to the race where on my data sheet I didn't know what car to focus on. We had battles at the front, battles in the middle, battles in the back. We had guys saving fuel. I myself had my heart in my throat hoping they could make it home, but secretly wish they didn't, so we had some more controversy to talk about. But no, great race. Bring it on next week.
Absolutely. But with that, it's time for us to get the heck on out of here. For my broadcast partner, Kobe Jordan, I'm James Watson, bidding you adieu till next time. Good night, everyone.